Hello there! Welcome to my another video about 3D printing. Today in this video we will discuss about what is slicer all about in 3D printing. So let's move on to our topic today. What is slicer in 3D printing? So basically slicer is an application that you use it to convert a 3D file, which is in STL or OBJ, into lines of code. You slice it into layers, and then each layers will represent the lines of codes, which we will save it as G code. After that, this G code will perform the 3D print on your 3D printer. So this is the procedure. First, you have the STL file and you convert it to G codes, and the G codes will instruct your 3D printer to print out your model accordingly. So there are many slicers that you can find in the market. For example, over here we have Simplify 3D, Cora, Idea Maker, Slice 3R, and NetFab. These slicers that I show over here can modify the slicer according to the printer you want. So for example, in Cora and Idea Maker, they are designed to slice the 3D model according to the printer that produced from the company, which is Ultimaker and Rise 3D. So apart from that, Cora and Idea Maker also give you the settings to set according to your needs for the 3D printer that you want. So if let's say you are using the printer that is different from the brand itself, you can use this slicer to slice your 3D model. Apart from that, we have these two, XYZ Suite and Flash 4. So these two slicers are mainly designed to slice the model according to the printer that is produced by the company. Lastly, we have slicer for resin printer also, such as Chitubox and Z Suite. So these two slicers are the slicers that use to slice your 3D model for a resin printer, which is a SLA, or a DLP. So next up, the importance of slicer. Slicer play an very important role, in 3D printing, because each setting will affect the quality of your product. So for example, in the picture over here that you can see, we have two models, two benches. This benchy is a type of model that is used to test the quality of your 3D printer. So over here at the first object that you can see here, you can see it actually stopped halfway from the print and the extrusion is not flowing. So this is normally caused by blockage of nozzle, or the percentage of your flow, the flow percentage. So this one we normally call it as under extrusion, and we have a little bit of overhang over here. So overhang normally caused by the temperature. Apart from that, if you have a look at the image, the benchy at the back, you have a nice smooth surface of your model. So you can see that how you tune your slicer that may affect to your model. So this is the importance of slicer in 3D printing. So over here, I will share with you some slicer setting techniques. In the beginning, we will just take a note of these few settings. First of all, the layer height. So the layer height that you can see over here, the layer height of each model is different. So the higher the layer height, the lower your resolution of your 3D model. And if your layer height is smaller, the numbers of layer will be increased, but your resolution will be better. So this is the difference of layer height. For example, in the first image you can see is 0.3, but you have 10 layers. And the next one is 0.2 for layer height, and you have 15 layers. And The last one is 0.1, but you have 30 layers. Okay, so the higher the layer height, the faster your print. Okay, but the lower the quality is. Okay, and vice versa, the smaller the layer height, the slower your print, but the higher the quality is. Okay, next up, infill percentage. Okay, this infill percentage, okay, means the infill density. So over here you can see this is the infill density. First of all, we have 0% of infill, 5%, 10%, 20, 25, 30, and so on. So you can see the higher the density, the smaller the spaces that is in your model. Okay, will be printed in your model. Okay, so if let's say you want something squishy, maybe you can put 0 infill. Okay, but in one condition, you need to use a soft filament. Next up, infill patterns. Okay, so we have many types of patterns that can be found in the slicer. Different slicers that have different type of pattern. For example, the patterns that you can see here are mostly come from Cora slicer. Okay, so we have non-infill, okay, hexagon, okay, squares, lines and bricks, and so many more. Apart from that, if let's say you want to print a strong model, it also depends on the infill percentage and the infill pattern, okay, that you are using. In the future video, we will be discussing how you can increase the toughness of your print by changing the percentage, okay, the infill percentage and the infill pattern. Apart from that, if let's say you want a squishy model, okay, a very small, soft model, okay, this also affect by infill percentage and the pattern too. Okay, nextly, support. Okay, so over here, support is a very useful function that you can use while you're doing your print. So for example, you have two T model here. Okay, first of all, if let's say you look at the first T, you have overhang issue. And if you see at the second T, you don't have any issue because the support is supporting the empty area of your letter. Sometimes some model that you are printing may need support and some of it may not need. In the future video, we will teach you how you can choose your own support and the support density for your print. Lastly, the printing temperature. The printing temperature also may affect on your print. So over here, you can see you have a printing temperature tower. Okay, this temperature tower basically will decrease the temperature each time once it reaches to a certain height. So this one you can tune it inside your slicer too. For example, over here, you can see 240, you have a lot of strings issue, and the further you decrease the temperature, the string issue is lesser. Okay, so this is how slicer affect to your 3D model, okay, or your result. So that's all about my video on slicer. Okay, hope you guys have an idea about what is slicer in 3D printing. See you guys in the next video. Bye.